Hey guys, Edre here, and today is a bit of a weirder video, or just a weirder day, because I'm gonna do a classic album review. I said I was gonna do more, I haven't really done much so far, but I've been listening to it more, and I thought that this album does deserve a classic review. That album I am talking about is The Offspring's Smash. Now, to me, The Offspring's Smash makes up one of the holy trinity of 90s punk albums alongside Green Day's Dookie and Rancid's and Out Come the Wolves. But The Offspring really are much more advanced of a band than I think they get the credit. And it always has frustrated me that a lot of people, when they hear The Offspring, some of the joke, satirical songs, such as, I don't know, Pretty Fly for a White Guy, Original Prankster, tends to come into mind, and they sort of forget about The Offspring's earlier material. Now, in my video that I made about my record collection, I mentioned that I have a record of The Offspring's first self-titled album. And honestly, self-titled and Ignition have a huge role into why this album is so good. I mean, it was kind of an upward slope. On The Offspring's debut album, it was a blend of the punk hardcore stuff, the melodic stuff, even some of the pop punk, but it was mainly a punk album. There wasn't much elements of all humorous. It was all pretty heavy. And as the albums went on, they would progressively have a bit more satirical content. And but even on their third album, Smash, they hadn't lost any of that musicianship. Their musicianship was on the top of their game here. The drumming, the bass, the guitar, and Dexter's vocals all come together to make an excellent experience on this album. Now, not only is this album the most successful independent album of all time, it also is one of the most important albums of the entire decade of the 90s. It's always amazed me the way how seemingly easy it has been for The Offspring to blend punk, grunge, metal, all that into one sound, and putting it into a nice package that was able to be as successful as it was. This album is on Epitaph Records, which is, without a doubt, one of the greatest record labels out there, with some of the greatest punk albums, from Bad Religion to The Offspring to Rancid. A great back catalog. And this album, 1994, great year for punk, has a really, really strong track list. I mean, starts off with the kind of satirical Time to Relax. But the first real song is Nitro, Youth Energy, and that song, from the rolling snare drum in the beginning to the heavy guitar coming in right after that. And then you have Bad Habit right after it, which is one of the most explicit songs on this album, and it's just so in your face. It's just so good. And one of my personal favorite singles from The Offspring, Gotta Get Away, is on here. I love the drumming, I love the little, lead guitar. And Genocide, excellent breakdown section. I love that breakdown in Genocide so much. Something to Believe In, pretty good punk song. That's pretty straightforward, though. Then obviously Come Out and Play, Everybody Knows. And there's a reason why that song's as popular as it is. It's just a great song. And then on the second side, you have Self-Esteem. A great song. I love Self-Esteem. I know it's probably one of their most popular songs, but I love that song. That song has always felt to me, if Green Day and Nirvana had mixed together, that would be the song. And the rest of this album follows through pretty good. And Smash, the song is Smash with a hidden track at the end is also really nice, but I don't want this to just be me listing songs. I want to talk about the actual album a little bit more. I find it crazy how The Offspring was already around for 10 years prior, and this is their third album, and it's just, it shines so through. This is the crowning jewel on their discography, and is definitely a big part of the reason why 1994 is such a good year for punk music. I think people underestimate the impact such an album like this has. Smash, obviously, since it is the most successful independent album of all time, you can't go without saying that this album is tremendously influential. I've heard a lot of people say that Green Day's aged a little bit better, or Rancid has, and the Offspring hasn't aged as well. And if you're going in terms of relevance, I mean, yeah, Green Day has made a stronger effort to stay relevant in the public eye. But, I mean, the Offspring's music to me is timeless. I don't care when this is from. I mean, this is a strong album. I love how they blend the elements of hardcore stuff in there as well. And that's something that Bad Religion had done before. But I think the Offspring really took it to the next level. A lot of it has to do with like I said, the musicianship. I feel like everybody in this group is talented, and everything on the musicianship, the instrumentation on this album all comes together to make one of the most successful and greatest independent albums. I love this thing. In general, the Offspring now, after Smash came out, they would go on to sign to a major label with Ixnay and the Ombre, and then eventually Americana. 2 albums that I also think turned out very good. I think those are really the last 2 that are really, really strong. They would later go on to make some more albums, Conspiracy of One, I believe, and Splinter. Then later, then they got on a little break for a little bit. But I don't know. This is just, to me, the Offspring. When I think of the Offspring, I think of Smash. I think of the more raw. I love the production. I have to bring that up. The production on this thing is excellent. I love the production on Smash. It's very raw, very in your face without being too dirty. It's really good. Great album. If you haven't checked out Smash, I recommend checking this album out. I might actually end up doing more reviews of the Trinity that I like to say, of Dookie and Out Come the Wolves. But that's about it for now. The Offspring's a wonderful band. They're one of my top bands. I love The Offspring. And this is a big reason why.